Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing well. So this is going to be just a general reading for the month of September. I hope you guys are all doing well. I know it's been a minute since I've been back. Yeah, general reading. Obviously, take what's meant for you, use your discernment. Leave anything that's not meant for you, doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit. So let's see, we have a lot going on this month. Mercury is finally going to be out of retrograde. Woohoo! Hope you guys got through it. I mean, as I'm recording this, I'm a little bit in Mercury retrograde, and it feels a little bit like spinning our wheels. I mean, you look at the world, everything kind of just feels like molasses, going slow motion. It's gonna get faster. I feel like September, October, it's more intensity. It's a little bit kind of like, I feel like contractions. I mean, the rest of this year, we're getting ready for a lot of beautiful changes. And if you can just hold your center, I feel like, especially the next 2 months, we're going to see a lot of beautiful changes. And it might come in the form of like scares. We have some eclipses coming up this month. Keep that in mind. I'm talking about scares. I mean, I feel like use your intuition if you don't feel confident in the stock market and you are invested in tried and true things. I feel like now would be the time to take your gains. This is not financial advice, but we have a lot of, I feel like rumblings happening. So other speculative things, I feel like unexpected things could take off. Now is not the time for like traditional. I feel like, anyways, I'm not going to go too much into that, but I feel like we're going to have an emphasis though, truly on finances. So those of you that are feeling like really strapped, I feel like let go, especially the next 2 months. You're going to kind of be watching, interesting events unfold. We're all gonna make it through. Messages that would be helpful for the sign of Libra. We'll see if love comes up. I'll read the cards just as they come up. I know you're probably like, get the cards already. 2 of Swords, okay. I mean, I feel like we're all kind of here. 9 of Swords. All right, 5 of Cups. What is going on, Libra? Page of Pentacles in the past, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there's frustration about money, about what to do, heavy burdens. Wow, in the position of power, you have the Empress. This is your card. This is Libra, the Lovers, beautiful. 6 of Pentacles, and the outcome being the Hierophant. Yeah, that's a little bit of what I was saying before, kind of letting go, leaning into faith. There's kind of a divine orchestration here, but I feel like it's also, and even as I'm doing this, I'm recording it, there's thunder outside. I think this is a good omen. I mean, there's some things that need to kind of be, come out. I think of the Tower card, come out in quick ways, and it's just like, let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's move forward. And it's the fastest way through it, although it might seem a little bit shocking. So the bottom of the deck being the 6 of Swords, this is about moving on. This is also, typically in the Rider-Waite deck, this is, the oarsman is God leading the way from like choppy waters, not being able to see clearly or understand clearly exactly why things are happening the way they are, to a much calmer, peaceful, harmonious experience. So this whole reading, I mean, really is talking about, it feels like somebody is kind of at their wit's end. I mean, it feels like you've done the work, you're waiting and waiting some more. I think that's kind of, unfortunately, part of this evolution of consciousness that we're going through. And it's frustrating for some because we have to wait for everybody. I mean, not everybody. We hope as many people will come along, and it's been a slow, drawn out process. And I mean, the ultimate goal is to kind of get into a place where we can experience a new world. So there's more prosperity, there's more opportunities, there's more, I feel like, financial freedom. blessings for you coming your way. And I feel like also, I mean, this trickles into like the love sector. I was reading some article today that like people on dating apps, it's just the usership is just going way down. People don't have faith in it anymore. And I feel like there's something about, again, it's like the tried and true, the way things used to be are going to change. And I feel like there might be a little bit of a feeling of hopelessness. And I'm definitely seeing that in your reading. This is why I'm bringing it up. The Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands is really heavy. It's like there's something getting ready to unload from you, which is lovely. And I would really set intentions with the eclipse energy for you guys. Definitely be very intentional about where am I going, what's the objective, and really, really, I mean, making space in your mind to manifest this in a place where you're not afraid, not worried, you're kind of in deep meditation, feeling okay, harmonious energy, calm, and thinking about it. Don't let fear into the space here, because I'm seeing a lot of that, and that's in the position of what's it's crossing you, what's not helping you move forward, and it's the mind. I mean, that is our greatest addiction, overthinking things. I mean, you guys are of the Swords energy. You guys are air. I mean, overthinking. Yeah, it's like how to advance. I feel like not only within like finances, but I feel like within like the how do I want to say this? It's like because I'm seeing the heart. It's like with being able to do like what you want. And I think we've all kind of been going through this pressure cooker essentially to kind of really sit with ourselves and figure out what that is. And that's kind of part of going through the 3D to 5D transition, right? The 5D, I mean, I just look at it as we become more aligned with a higher frequency that has to be more aligned with our heart and what we want to do. So there's a lot of job loss happening. There's a lot of like insecurity happening. We're also seeing this on a bigger scale with like the powers that be. That's changing. Ooh, and as I'm saying this, I'm hearing thunder. That's a confirmation for me. It's like a conversation here. There's definitely some static in the air. We can all feel it. All the signs are everywhere. They're everywhere. It's just like this inevitable House of Cards. It's very delicate. It's very fragile. It could happen any day. And this is where I feel like for you, look at the bigger picture. If you're feeling, again, financially strapped or like, I'd like to do this, but it's not quite the time is opening up. I mean, mortgage defaults are at all-time high. There's, people not paying their credit cards at an all-time high. This is kind of, in my opinion, designed to, as part of the kind of switch over and changes of the system. And this is Uranus and Taurus. I mean, this needs to happen. We're seeing Uranus and Taurus is like upheaval of government. It's literal, earthquakes. I mean, and we're also seeing it in the financial sector. So expect more of this, but I feel like in our lives, it's disrupting our stability, our roots, our foundation, our family, our relationships. It's kind of reorganizing, and there's eclipse coming up. So there's something here where I would say don't expect the worst. Again, get into this place of clarity, meditation, and write stuff down. What do you want? Because there's something, you're making space for something here. And I know, I mean, in your position of your higher self, subconscious, I mean, this is just feeling like a loss or feeling, melancholy, but it's saying we're so close. Right behind you is this fulfillment, is this replenishment. And it's kind of mirrored here with the Lovers energy. I mean, this is a new path opening up. The Lovers is a choice. We can continue going down one path, and I feel like there's another path getting ready to open up, because in between here is the Ten of Wands. Something's unloading, and we're all kind of going through this. I mean, it's like we've been cleaning house, I feel like, for the last few years, but now we're kind of getting down with a toothbrush and like looking at the nooks and crannies that we don't even want this. We don't want to do this. We don't care. It's almost like I'm over it, is what I'm feeling with the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And we're kind of forced to do it. There's no other option. And this is really great, I feel like, on a soul level. But I feel like the gap between the work and the manifestation is still a little bit, there's still a little bit of a gap here where you need this faith or this knowingness. And this is where I feel like we're kind of in, and it's creating a bit of frustration here. I love that in your position of power, you're showing up as the Empress, because the Empress is somebody that is gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're abundant. I mean, in essence, in their truth, whether you're feeling that or experiencing that is, you know, regardless of that, because what it's saying is your power is to remember this and to embody this. And this is what opens up new doors. This is what opens up, I mean, again, this is like money coming in. I'm seeing scales rebalancing, so this is about karma as well. So the scales will start to tip for you. You are starting to move in a new direction. It's so freaking weird. I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos for this month. I shuffle these cards so well. I shuffled them before I picked up, you know, turned on the camera, and after, when I started talking for you guys. Same energy. It's almost like all of our kind of timelines are converging. We're all focused on money. We're all focused on finances. And you know, this is also happens to be what's in the news, also happens to be talking points for government officials, whatever, you know, it's just affecting us all, no matter where we are. It's inviting you, though, I feel like, to shift your perspective. And I know that's not, if somebody told me that, I'd be like, huh, great, thanks. Shut up. But there's something about, I feel like, the sweetness that I feel like you haven't been experiencing is returning. And I don't know how this shows up for you personally, but I also feel like treated nicely, treated sweetly, and also yourself, being sweeter to yourself. I'm seeing like an invitation to invite this sweetness into your life. I'm also seeing like cleaning house. So if something needs to be organized or refreshed or cleaned or swept or dusted, do it now. And I also feel like, again, bringing like the sweetness, so like good smells, whether it's, you know, essential oils, a flower, lavender is wonderful for the bedroom, you know, something that brings some sweetness into your life, and you remember this. Because I feel there is this, it's like a transition. I'm seeing many transition cards. 5's really uncomfortable transition card. 7 here. It's like you've put in all the work, you've been a good person, you've put out the energy, and it's like, universe, I need some of it back. It's coming. The scales are rebalancing here in this card. It's coming, but it's there's something here, and I feel very strongly correlated to the eclipse energy. It's kind of being shaken off or shaken out of your life, really. Again, I feel the next 2 months, like, expect some big changes, like exciting changes. And if it feels like overwhelming, I feel the bigger the change, the better. So it's kind of like strap in a little bit, a lot of it. Some of you can also be pregnant, and I feel like being a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit like shocked. Maybe you've been trying for a while, or maybe it was a little unexpected. This is a blessing from God. I mean, this, the outcome being the Hierophant, this is the time. I feel like have some faith. Again, if finances are a worry, this is turning around. So I feel like time is your friend in this case. There's time here that will happen at the right time to come in. I'm seeing somebody, it's almost like being carried, being lifted. It's almost like a little cloud. It's reminding me actually of a time when I first started traveling, like 12 years ago, 10 years ago. I was in Thailand, and I mean, I was working for myself, but I was joking with a friend. She lived in LA and had a wonderful job, and the summer before I had taken care of her son because her sister bailed last second, so I flew out there and helped her with her special needs son. And she's like, I was joking with her, I was like, look at this sign, I have $111.11 in my account. Isn't that like magic? I needed that message today. She's like, that message sounds like you're broke. She's like, last summer I didn't have the money to pay you, but here you go. And it was a significant amount that helped me like really take things off for myself. It actually planted some seeds that stayed with me. I actually used it to do something that I now love to do. It's become an integral, really healthy part of my life. So I feel some of this where it's like, it's almost like rock bottom, worrying and being lifted and carried to something new. And it's like, I feel like a renewed sense of faith. And I also am drawn to like the crown of flowers around her head, sweet thoughts. I mean, she's an ultimate manifester. So really take care of your mind. Be careful of a runaway mind. That's what's crossing this entire reading. That's what's hindering this entire reading. The mind's really powerful. It can make us sick. It can make us stressed. It creates illness. I mean, our mind is really powerful. So it's inviting you to stay right in the center, one way or the other, until you have a solution. It's saying, just stay in the center. Have this faith here. We're taking care of things. Yes, it's a rocky, interesting time on Earth. I think we're, the most interesting show in the universe right now, for sure. I mean, it's crazy town. It's wild. And I think we all signed up for it, whether we like it or not, whether we're enjoying it or not. I think the main purpose of this spread, the faith thing, all of that makes space for your dreams, but there's an idea, there's a dream that you have that you've been working towards that's coming to fruition. I mean, that's ultimately saying it's like we planted the seed in your head and you realized it. You kind of went with it. You want this because we're gonna give it to you. It's planted in your head as it's starting to come towards you already. So it's telling me there's this process of whatever this is you're asking for, you've been working towards, it's already coming towards you. It just feels a little bit like molasses, like we're having to almost beg for it. And maybe, I think for a lot of us, it's a wonderful time to come back to our relationship with spirit, whatever that looks like to you, to have that connection, to have that faith, because again, we are transforming in wild ways. I said this for some other people, some other signs, and I don't know how you feel about Elon Musk, but whatever, he's smart, and take it for a grain of salt, because there's some other people that have said very similar things. It says we won't have universal basic income, we'll have universal high income, and this is universal. We're going to a place in the age of Aquarius where I think we're going to live through it. It's not too far away, where the scales are going to balance, and we're seeing this slowly happening. But the challenge becomes finding meaning and purpose when money isn't what defines you. What is that? Why are you here? What is that vision that you have for yourself, for your life, the legacy you want to leave behind? And it doesn't have to be wild and crazy. Mine definitely isn't wild and crazy. I mean, to some, it's definitely wild and crazy, not to me. But I mean, it's telling me we're going in that direction. I feel like you're going to gain more and more clarity every single day. Yeah, beautiful. And moving towards, I feel like that root system that's been feeling a little bit disrupted, it's going to be growing deeper. This faith is going to help it grow deeper. This unsure times is going to help solidify your knowingness. I mean, this is also long-term love, relationships, wealth. You can have an idea that could be making you very wealthy. It's just not time for it to kick off yet. It's coming. Maybe you've made some really good investments and nothing's happening. Good Lord, do I know that feeling. But every time I tune into them, it's like, nope, you're right. I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. But I feel now more than ever, it's again that very fragile house of cards that is slowly being dismantled. Yeah, I love that. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. I would come back. I'm going to try and do mid-months, but definitely come back for October. October is going to be wild. That's my feeling, wild. I don't know how. We'll see as it gets closer. Every week, the world changes, it seems like. But yeah, we're going to get closer to true abundance. It's here. It's in your essence. You're the Empress. Don't forget that. If you're not feeling like it, take a little, I don't know what makes you feel like that, but to me, like having a good hair day does. It's my Leo rising. It's like take the little extra time to feel beautiful, to make you feel like this. Or to have positive affirmations. Again, that crown of flowers over her head. Or dress nicely that day. All right, let's get an oracle card. One message that would be helpful for the sign of Libra. One message for Libra that would be helpful to hear. Aha. The Witness. Interesting. Let's read it. Number 64. Says the essence. The witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to assess any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. When we can be present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we are able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes we can be so still that we are a mirror for others. Then, through our presence, they receive their own answers. The invitation. The witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. Yeah, that message came in twice during the reading at least. The medicine. Acknowledge your preconceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation you're in, but resist the urge to change any of it. Do not fall back onto your controlling patterns. Instead, take a few breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. Yeah, I give the example of huge amounts of people not being able to pay certain bills. It's universal. Take a deep breath. We're all going to get through this. It's not what truly matters. They're not even coming after people. I mean, if this is your concern, because I'm seeing finances being top concern, try not to put your value in this. this is changing, and it's changing quite fast, I feel. Yeah, I mean, these types of things, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing like a domino effect. This could affect like, anyways, there's an element here of having faith, and again, controlling the mind. So making space, maybe putting on a lovely guided meditation, and just kind of watch things as they pass. If it feels like, you know, like a panic attack, or feels like sadness, watch it pass by your feelings, your sensations, like a gray cloud passing in the sky. And then refocus on something else. Turn on some lovely music, or some peaceful music, or some nostalgic music that you enjoy. All right, I hope this was helpful. Of course, if you have specific questions about whatever's going on in your life, this was incredibly general. I'm happy to do those. I'll leave my information below. Otherwise, it's always a pleasure reading for you, Libra. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful September. All right, take care.